and your elegant theories look so meaningless when you're in the face of them. And you feel so frustrated, so agonized that what can you do in a situation like that? You are not equipped to do. Your education never equipped you to face a problem like that. So I thought, forget about education. We are still human beings. We can just go and stand next to another human being and see if I can be of any help to anybody, even for a day. That would be a great thing to do rather than sit around and talk about elegant theories. So that's what I was doing, and along the way, I did little things, and I felt a little better, but I learned a lot. More than what I did, I absorbed much more because that brought me to face of the real human beings, real poverty. It's a day-to-day way because I'm looking for something to be done for the day, for one person. So I have to understand that person well so that I can see that this is what I can do for him or her. Along the way, I also learned something about the village, about the problem of the village, money lending. That's what kind of pushed me into another direction. And I started collecting information. How many people are borrowing from the money lenders? When it's done, I have a list of 42 people in the village who borrowed from the money lenders. And the total money was $27. So that kind of gave me a big shock, because here in the classroom, we talk about millions of dollars, billions of dollars, economic development, 5-year development plan, as economists are supposed to do. But those economists, like myself, didn't know a few years from that classroom, people are not suffering for, they're not waiting for those millions of dollars, they're waiting for literally pennies. So I looked at it and I thought, it's a terrible problem. But what encouraged me, what thrilled me, that the solution was so simple. It occurred to me that if I give this $27 to all these 42 people in my list, they can return the money to the money lenders, the loan sharks. And then they will be free. The people will be free. They cannot exploit them anymore. Their ruthlessness will be over by this $27. So it excited me, then I went ahead and did exactly that. Then I thought, at least I have done something which will make people a little bit easier. Life will be a little easier than before. But what got me in, as I go around in the village like I did before, now people gives me a strange glance, a strange look. They talk to me in a very different way than they did a few days back. They look at me as if I descended from heaven. At first I was a little embarrassed getting that look. Then I thought to myself, if you can become an angel for $27, why not? Maybe I should do a little more so that I can become super angel. The basic question that came to my mind, that if you can make so many people so happy with such a small amount of money, why shouldn't you do more? So that was driving me now. And I was thinking how to do more. I could give more money from my pocket. But I was looking for something which will extend on its own rather than me getting involved in everyday decision. So I came up with another idea, that I should link them up with the local bank that is located in the campus. And the campus bank, I thought they will agree right away. Because it's such a small amount of money. And I could tell them that how people will feel grateful to them, and they will become the angel next time. When I talked to the bank manager, he said, no way, bank cannot lend money to the poor people. Then I tried to convince him why it is so important to give the small money to the poor people. That he would not budge. He said, my rules are rules. You cannot change it. So I didn't give up. I continued to talk to the higher officials of the bank. And everybody tells me the same thing. It went on for months. Then I learned something. I used it. I said, why don't you accept me as a guarantor? I sign all your papers. And you say your rules. And I get the money. So this time at least they couldn't throw me out of the door because I spoke their language. But finally, after another 2 months, they agreed more to sort of get rid of me than to get me persuaded by it. But I'm happy that finally it worked out. I took the money from the bank and gave it to people. Bank manager says, say goodbye to your money because this money you will never see the end of this money. You'll never see this money back again. I say, I don't know. I have no idea what will happen, but I'll try. And I tried, came up with small rules, small things, and it worked. So that was the starting of the whole thing. The more it worked, more excited I got, more reluctant the bank became. Because bank was hoping that the first round it will be such a collapse, such a disaster that I'll not come back again. Now that we're successful, I'm asking for more money, I'm signing every single paper they give me because the money is coming back anyway, so what is the worry? And bank was waiting to see that it collapsed. It didn't collapse. But seeing the reluctance, then I thought maybe I should go for creating a bank altogether. So that's a new venture that came to my mind, and it took a long time to persuade the government to get a license and become a bank. And in 1983 we became a bank, and then we kept on expanding our work that we do. Basically what the bank does, gives small amount of loans. Small not because the bank is stingy, gives a small, because people need small amount of money. She cannot even think that they would like to have a larger amount than that. Right from the beginning, we were concentrating on women because I was complaining against the banking system by saying that banking system not only unjust by rejecting the poor people, it's also unjust because it rejects the women. Not even 1% of the borrowers of conventional borrowers, conventional banks, the borrowers, 1% happens to be women. So something is wrong in the system. So I wanted to make sure half the borrowers in my program are women. So when I go to the women, talk to them to join Grameen Bank, take a loan and start some business, she said, no, not me. I don't know anything about money. Give it to my husband. So I said, here we go. We're trying to get away from husband, now she pushes me to the husband. So we try to explain. And then my students who were working with me at that time, they were getting very frustrated because I'm insisting that they should be taking money, taking loan from us, and they are not agreeing to do that. So I said, well, have some patience, because when a woman says no, it is not her voice. It is the voice of fear that has been accumulated over her for years and years, for centuries. So you don't expect just because you walked in and you tell her to do something and she will change her mind and do it. So you have to be very patient, peel off the fears. And then gradually when all the fears she can overcome, she may say, let me try. And that's the day we are waiting for. When that day comes, things will happen. So it was a long wait, 6 years. It took us 6 years to build that 50-50 relationship between men and women borrowers. We were very happy that finally we made it. But then we started noticing something else. Money that went to the family through women brought so much more benefit to the family than the money going to the family through men. So seeing it repeatedly, we changed our mind. We asked the question, what is so good about 50-50? Let's concentrate on women because the impacts on the family in such a powerful way. So we changed our policy, we started concentrating on women. As a result, we moved from 70%, 80%, 90%. Today, all over Bangladesh, we have 7.5 million borrowers, 97% women. And then the bank is owned by the borrowers. So it's a bank which works for poor women and which is owned by poor women. So it's a complete circle.